Welcome to Coop and Duck, episode 63. We're live at the Norwich versus Birmingham fixture. It is 5 minutes to 3. We're about to start. Teams radically different. We've got Pinto, Zimmerman, Closer, Stiperman in for Husband, which is great. Closer in for Martin, which is brilliant. Great to see him back. Tribal gets a run out. He looked okay in the cup when he came on. Tetty is in the team, who also looked fantastic in the cup. We've got Vrancic, Madison, Murphy and Oliveira. How do you feel about that?
I feel okay about it. I think, our performances against Villa and Millwall proved that we were too lightweight. I think bringing in Tetty and Vrancic, that gives us a bit of muscle in the middle of the park. You've got to think last time we were successful in the Championship, we had Bradley Johnson and Tetty in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
So I think it might be a necessary evil at the Championship level.
For sure.
Because we've been looking very light. Very lightweight, particularly in the midfield. Still worried slightly about our ability to produce goals, even with Oliveira out front. Obviously, he's going to be a lone striker. We're going to expect some stuff from Murphy, and obviously concerned about the amount that Angus Gunn's been conceding, although that's not necessarily his fault.
No, it's not his fault.
Boneheaded defending and negligent midfield defending has been the things.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's hope it goes well. Away manager, Harry Redknapp, quite like him. To be honest, I wish he'd got the England gig.
Yeah. He's a bit of a crook, though, isn't he?
He's a bit of a crook. Because you remember he got really annoyed in that press conference or that interview when someone said, Harry, you're a bit of a wheeler dealer. Hey, oh no, fuck off. I can't do the impression. I'm a football manager. Yeah. I'm going to call him a wheeler dealer.
Yeah, we've got to see what
give him that loads. Yeah.
But we need
City
this
bites.
one. We need this one.
Huge. Got to win.
What's been happening, I think, we will talk about this more at the end of the game, but what's been happening, I think, is the hardcore fans have really been seething and scathing about the club because, I know it's a time where we need patience with so much change in the new manager, but obviously on the back of two horrible seasons, you've got fans who are very short on patience, so I appreciate that, but we do need patience, there's no doubt about it.
Sure.
But on the other side of things, we definitely need a result today.
Yeah, 100%. It's half-time, 1-0, Norwich. Who scored? Oliveira. After Tim Closer did a lot of good work.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great to see Tim Closer back in the mixer.
Yeah.
He's got just positive vibes about him on the pitch. He communicates. He gave Angus Gunn a fist bump at one point for a nice little collect.
Very continental.
Very continental
fist bump.
Yeah. And our back four looked quite tall and quite continental, which is great. But no, I thought we got opened up a couple of times.
Down the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Which you have to hold Josh Murphy slightly responsible.
Yeah.
Now Josh is doing this thing where he tucks in. He's tucking in almost into midfield whenever Birmingham are in possession, and that just leaves the long ball out to the right exposed.
Yeah.
He has grown into the game defensively. He's doing better than he has done. I will say that. He's still not the finished article defensively, but he has improved.
Well, and I think the way when we're under pressure from Birmingham, the way we're playing two close lines. You know what I mean? I think that's a new thing. So I think tucking Josh in like that, at points he's almost a fifth member of the back line.
Yeah.
I think that's obviously trying to right some of the wrongs that have been made in the last couple of games.
Well, that has been happening. I mean, going forward, we've looked a little laboured. We've looked a bit laboured. We haven't moved the ball quite quickly enough. I've been impressed with Tribal.
Yeah.
If that's how you pronounce his name, if that's not how you pronounce his name, I do apologise. But
how else would you? Tribble.
He looks good.
Yeah.
He looks good. I think Madison's looked great.
Yeah.
Up for it.
And a great opportunity for Madison, really, with Wes being old and possibly injured, and obviously Pritchard being injured. It means Madison's getting starts. He's getting minutes, and he is looking good.
And Josh is looking great going forward. Nelson probably should have made it 2-0. Very good chance on the counter. Good ball from Tetty.
Yeah.
Put him in. Birmingham they've only really looked dangerous from set pieces. They had some sustained pressure when they had several corners in a row, but we defended fantastically with all of those. We really need that second goal. I think once we score the second, I think the jitters will go away and you'll see some more expansive football from us.
And Birmingham will have to commit and come out of their shape a little bit more as well if they're 2 down. Interestingly, we've been trying with Harry, but I think we were sport with Ian Holloway giving us loads of back chat. Harry's given us absolutely. We've tried the tax status thing, we've tried the wheeler dealer thing. He's not giving us anything.
We've even given him positive feedback, like saying you should have got the England gig, and he hasn't responded.
Just to try and make eye contact to then get stuck in with it, go down to the nitty-gritty. But he
lure him in.
And then start with the cutting accusations.
You wheeler dealer twat.
Him being a filthy cheating. So exactly. Not happened, but
fair enough.
All right, it's been all right, but you're right. We need the second. I would like, we said before the game, a little bit concerned about our ability to produce goals. I don't know. Francis has looked all right as well. We've looked tougher.
We've looked tougher.
Yeah.
I think Tetty's made a big difference.
Yeah, we've taken
Tribals look good. Also, the exclusion of Russell Martin. He's not even on the bench today, so whether he's injured or not. And Husband, who's been awful. Stiperman, not that he's been electric, but he's certainly been better than Husband was.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, we didn't mention beforehand, Ivo Pinto,
captain band. I like that.
I like that.
I love Ivo too. I think maybe with a number of games under his belt, you could see that band going to closer, particularly if we settle down into this 11 or something that looks like this 11. I could see closer getting the armband. But I'm happy with Pinto getting it, and it's looked good considering what's happened in the last couple of league games. Man, I'm quite relieved.
And the atmosphere's been decent.
Fans have been great.
First 10 minutes, it was electric. There are a few empty seats. My brother commented on that.
And
he's watching in Dubai, and he said, it's starting to rain. Never a good sign, especially for our continental total football brand. You don't want rain, you want perfect dry conditions.
Norwich kid looks better in the sun as well.
I don't know what's going to happen full time. We just need to score a second. If we draw this game, it will be a travesty. We've looked pretty comfortable, but 1-0's a very vulnerable scoreline. We just need to score again.
I agree. We need
that's an obvious thing to say. We need to score more goals.
And given some of the blunders of late, we just need to stay organised, and it will come to us. I'd expect Birmingham to have a real go after the half-time interval because they're 1 down. And they're going to get a talking to.
They're just getting joy down that right-hand side. That's my only concern. Other than that, we've looked pretty.
They've not really threatened. They had a cross across the box that looked dangerous from where we were seeing, but didn't amount to anything. But it's not like they've really knocked on the door yet. So we've got every reason to feel confident. It would be a lovely 3 points, I think. A settling 3 points.
I forgot my pop shield, which I just got for this, so if the audio's poor, it's my fault. And Dux did say...
you look like you're going to taser me. It looks like the flux capacitor from Back to the Future.
It does, which of course makes time travel possible. I got such a headache. It finished 1-0. Pretty assured performance defensively, I guess.
It's really difficult because Birmingham.
They put it to a second half. They had a go. They had a go. On a lot of height.
But they have But they don't have players, do they?
No, they had a couple of semi-good players, but they basically it got to like the 85th minute mark, and it was just all hands on deck. They brought on a bunch of height and were just basically smashing balls into the box, which we dealt with rather well. The one thing I would say, and we were super critical of this player last game and certainly for several games, and that is Josh Murphy. Second half put on a hell of a defensive shift.
Well, he defended well.
I think hell of
a defensive shift might be overrating the
standards.
By his standards.
He was intercepting passes.
No, I know. I agree.
He was tackling. He was making tackles.
Yeah, and given how scathing we've been about his defensive efforts in games, absolutely, I was.
He was much better than I've ever seen him.
And pleased and impressed.
We needed it as well. It has
absolutely
happened.
we did. Absolutely we did. Yeah,
Because we just weren't getting that second goal, which would have completely changed the complexion of the game, as we said at half time.
Yeah,
if we score a second goal, we relax, and when it's 1-0, they're still very much in it, despite their lack of quality. They can always, get a goal from somewhere.
Yeah.
Which is what they were hoping for. But we were wasteful on the counter.
Yeah.
Oliveira was great. Murphy was great. I quite like the look of Tribal.
I think he could be all right. He
Yeah.
played, considering it was his first outing.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked confident.
Well, yeah, he came on and scored in the cup, but his first league outing.
Championship outing. He looked quietly confident in his role. I think he could be good in there. I worry about our ability to score goals again, as if it's not a recurring theme, but. Couple of shakes in the first half. I mean, there was a penalty shout that your brother said that on telly looked like it was definitely a penalty.
No, well, he looked at it again. He said he thinks he died.
Okay.
I think he died.
From where we were sitting, it certainly
he didn't protest that much, and none of the other players did, which makes me think he was trying it.
Yeah, and he was certainly in the the angle that he cut. He wasn't interested in creating a shot on target. He was interested in taking contact and going down.
Which is silly because they were in a very good position at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, we held on a little bit. We looked dangerous on the counter. Vrancic. Someone next to me said he's like a poor man's Mesut Ozil in that he doesn't get up and down the pitch quickly enough. He disappears in games. He definitely has got ability in that he can produce a great through ball. He's got something about him.
Yeah,
he can play.
I agree, and he can put his shoulder in, make a challenge, and he can play a through ball.
Yeah,
I think he's better than Dorrans.
Yeah.
He's moderately better than Dorrans, maybe.
But it's getting that balance right of defence and attack, and I guess what was paramount is that we didn't concede today, and we didn't.
Absolutely, and
Tim Closer,
breath of fresh air. So great to have a player of his calibre back in the squad.
Yeah, monumental difference.
And a clean sheet for Angus. And we were defensively assured. There are games you got to grind out. It really felt. At one point, it's pissing it down with the rain. The football got fairly ugly, and it was quite a choppy game. And it felt like a championship encounter. And what worried me about the Millwall result more than anything is that teams like Rotherham and Derby will lick their lips and say, "Yeah, great. We'll just bully them. We'll bully 3 points out of them." That wasn't going to be the case today, and I'm pleased. And Farke has clearly made adjustments to account for the ugly championship style of play.
Yeah, of course.
And you need that.
I'm happy with the result. Birmingham didn't look like scoring.
Tessie for Harrison Reed, your thoughts?
I thought Tessie played really well. I think we missed Harrison Reed's creativity. I mean, it's what I say is a balance. We have to get. Well, Farke has to get the balance right, and that's something that everyone said be patient, and I guess you have to be because it is. I hate this expression, a work in progress, but of course
it's new manager. It's like Star Trek: The Next Generation. Everyone's different.
Last season we're smashing Birmingham. They're not a good side.
No,
they're not a good side, but they've got a good manager in Harry. What else can I really say about it?
Well, I suppose this is the thing. We've seen us deal with. We've dealt us as fans with season tickets. We've seen us sipping on your OJ. We've seen us.
Wish I'd done the straw thing.
Yeah, not a good look.
No.
So, because people might have thought it was half vodka, half orange, but it's not. It's just a sheer orange juice.
And I've got such a bad headache.
Pussy
and
juice.
It's orange juice and soda, which is slightly more manly because it's drier.
Because it's drier.
Yeah.
So, we've seen us deal with Birmingham comfortably, deal with QPR handily, get smashed by all the good teams. So the question is, can we beat top half?
Okay, but this is another. Michael Bailey described this as an anomaly. I'm not sure if he was ripping me off because it was something I mentioned on Mustard TV, but Birmingham are more possession than us today. So the only games in which we've had the least possession, or the other teams had more possession, has been Birmingham, Fulham and QPR.
Interesting.
And they are our 7 points.
Yeah.
Sunderland 75% possession, lose 3-1. Millwall 75% possession, we lose 4-0.
Interesting. Is that a question of us playing higher?
I think it's a question of us switching off defensively because we've got the ball so long, and then they get the ball, and then we're cut open far too easily because all the goals have been pretty much 3-1 goals.
With Millwall and with Villa, I just saw the extended highlights.
Villa again, yeah.
I didn't see the whole game, but it just looked. I mean, those two games, in a way, Villa worse than Millwall. It felt like when you were watching us lose to Brighton last year. It felt like that kind of capitulation.
Well, it was just a complete lack of the sense of urgency and immediate danger.
And
but we
another
won't
thing,
go
I
on
tell you,
about
and finally, and another positive for today, I feel like when it doesn't go our way against Villa, against Millwall, everyone's looking around at each other. Last year, when we got thrashed by a couple of teams, everyone's looking around at each other, and the players lack character and look detached from the situation. Today, that wasn't the case.
No,
you had Teti, you had Closey, you had Pinto.
Yeah, everyone
very
mucked in.
vocal.
Everyone put a shift in.
Can't speak highly enough of Josh. I agree with you. Look, Josh was wonderful. And actually, when he came off, I noticed Farker gave him a long hug and was talking
No,
to
he did
him
great.
and was clearly saying to him,
I really
that's
think that.
what I want.
I really think he did great defensively. Also, we said at half time, we scored a second goal. It's a completely different game, and we should have scored a second. We had a handful of chances, and it's a different game. As a result, we held on. It would have been a terrible result if Birmingham had got a point out of us, because they did not deserve it.
No. But they were, Harry Redknapp's no mug. They weren't going to come out and be loose, and he's a crook, but not mug.
At the end of the day, it's 3 points. At the end of the day, so
of course,
look, we go again Tuesday, so we will see you
yeah,
then.
man,
Hopefully,
yeah.
we'll see some new personnel. Hopefully, we'll see
Quick fire.
Wes back in the side, his tired, tiny legs having a run out.
He does look old this year, doesn't he? Suddenly looks old, Wes.
I think it's because he's changed his hair, and because he's also
great.
really old.
He wants to get Just for Men in that. Because he was like Peter Pan until this season, wasn't he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's gone like a pear overnight.
Yeah, literally, he was 14 years old until this season. Now he's like 40.
Yeah, well, let's hope he plays on Tuesday, but more positive signs that we kept a clean sheet.
Yeah.
Tim Close is back. We just need to see this period out. Damage limitation, I really think it is, and wait for Alex Pritchard to come back. Hopefully he will be the dynamo in our season.
Absolutely.
And not that we can rely on one player, but you could argue he's top three, one of our top three players.
I agree. Oh, finally, we tend to announce the venues where we're at. We're at
Yes.
the Garnet in the city, so I'm just going to, this could go horribly wrong, but I'm just going to look. The Garnet, look at that, the sun is shining, it's Norwich, we've got 3 points. Beautiful, there we go.
It's like the Queen Vic, apart from none of the people who work at the market come here because it's far too expensive.
Yeah,
full of craft beer and expensive
£8
gins.
a pint craft beer,
Yeah.
absolutely outrageous.
Anyway, keep it up, see you soon.
We out.